Hi guys, it's Janie over here at the Bookworms Buddy, and today I am here to do a review. I was really excited to do this review because I really enjoyed the book, and I'm going to review Triptych by Karin Slaughter. Actually, this is the first time for me. I've never read anything by Karin Slaughter, and we were actually at our local used bookstore, and it was on the sales rack for $1. So I'm like, well, okay, it's got fingerprints on the front, so this is going to be a murder mystery. And I read the premise. I said, I'm sold. I'm going to buy the book. I got home and looked it up and found out this is, in fact, book 1 of the Will Trent series. And that made me very happy, too. There's actually 6 books to the series. And if this book is any inclination as to how the other 5 are going to be, then I'm going to be one happy camper. Because this book was most excellent. The premise of the story is you start out 1985 and you get this newspaper clipping right here. And this newspaper clipping is talking about Mary Alice Finney was raped, mutilated, and murdered. You also find out that it's obviously a homicide. Other than that, you don't know anything else other than, you know, her family, and she was a cheerleader at the school, yada, yada, yada. After you read that one newspaper clipping, you fast forward to present time, which was 2006 for this book, and you meet Michael Ormwood, Will Trent, and then you'll meet Angie Pulaski a little bit later in the book. Michael Ormwood is the detective in charge of the case that you tumble into, and those cases are women who are being raped, mutilated, and murdered. Now, the cool thing about that is you already know the connection because you read that newspaper clipping from 1985. They don't know that because then they were too young. They weren't even in the business yet of police work. So you kind of feel like an insider. You already have this in your head. You already know, okay, there's a connection. What's going on? So Michael is, well, that's pretty much the premise. You got to figure out who the murderer is. That's pretty much the premise of the story. We're going to talk a little bit about the characters, though. Michael Ormwood is the one in charge. And he is one of those cops who thinks, oh, I'm the top dog. I'm the one that's in charge. You do what I say. And he just really lacks respect for anybody. And really nobody likes him that much. He's a detective. He's doing the job. Okay. They tolerate him. Then you got Will Trent, who is called onto the scene only as an advisor. Will Trent is an agent for the GBI, which is the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. He tells Will, you know, he tells Michael, he's just an advisor. He's just there, you know. Of course, Michael's going to see this as a threat because he's this top dog. So they pretty much just tolerate one another. Will is one of those guys who kind of acts like a loner. He's more quiet, more reserved. But he's actually, I'm not going to say anything about anything else about his life or anything, because I don't want to give that away. That's the kind of stuff that you stumble upon slowly. So I'm just going to say he's quiet, reserved, and he's got some problems from past life issues. That's all I'm going to say. You also meet Angie Pulaski. Angie Pulaski is a vice cop. She's working the beat. She's with the prostitutes. In order to do that, she has to be them. She lives a very reckless life. She's very vile. The way she talks, the way she acts. She just don't care what people think of her. She's very good at what she does. She can be a little annoying, but she's actually a cop who has people's best interests at heart. She's hard and rough because, again, I'm not going to tell you anything that she's sustained or went through, but she too has issues in her life. So you don't meet Angie till a little bit later in the book. So once you are introduced pretty much to Michael and to Will, we go back to 1985 and into the shoes of Jonathan Shelley. In 1985, Jonathan Shelley is 15 years old. He is convicted of the murder of Mary Alice Finney from the newspaper clipping. He serves 22 years in the state penitentiary. He's unsure as to what really happened. He just knows he woke up next to the girl who was murdered. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to give you any details because this book should be... You should learn about everything by yourself, not for me spitting stuff out. I don't like to give away spoilers. So, the one thing that I liked the most about this book was the fact that of the way the author timed things. So, Jonathan Shelley has part 2 for himself. You get to become Jonathan Shelley. She writes her characters so well that you know who they are. It's like you know them and you can be them, and you get to be along for the ride. You get to experience everything each of the characters experience in this book. The imagery was perfection to me as far as these characters go. But it wasn't over the top. You didn't get to a point where you'd be like, come on, can we just get on with the story? The backstory was refreshing. It didn't bog down the story. You didn't wish it was over. Just great writing style. She has an awesome writing style. And I love how she gave these fast forward and reverses in the book, because you learn so much more that way. And when I finished this book, I was sad this book was over, seriously. But I just sit there and realize, you know what, I got 5 more books to read. And I know that Will, obviously, will be in the other books, because it's his series. I'm not sure about Angie, since she's a cop. I don't know if she's going to be in the other ones or not. Obviously, Jonathan won't be, because I don't think the cases carry over in the books. I'm pretty sure they don't. But the lives of the detectives will, so. Anyway, also, one other thing I wanted to say about this book is the title, Triptych. I used to say Triptych, and I'm like, I'm going to look that up. And I found out that it's actually Triptych. And what that is a piece of art. And I know you've all seen them in the stores, where it's one image divided into 3 separate pictures. But apparently a true triptych is hinged. The pictures are hinged. And when you close them, it makes another picture. So I thought that was pretty cool, that I even got to learn a little bit of art in this book. Who says you can't learn anything in fiction? Anyway, that, you guys, is my review of Triptych by Karin Slaughter. If you've read the book, let me know in the comments below. I'd be interested to hear what you thought about it. I recommend this book to anybody who loves mystery. You all know I love mystery. So if you love mystery, you really should pick this book up. It is a very quick read, very engaging. The imagery is fantastic. So much depth. I mean, I loved every second I was reading it. And when I wasn't reading it, I wish I was. So, anyway, let me know if you've read it. And pick it up if you haven't. And let me know if you decide to read it. But that's it, guys. Thanks for staying tuned. And we'll see you again in the next video. Bye.